LDBC, this is your boy Coach Shelton Harrison. You're live on the Coach Shelton Harrison Boxing and MMA Show live. All right, folks, let me respond to a fan of this channel, and you've been rolling with me even before I started making boxing videos. You asked me, you said, Coach, you're definitely putting a lot of time into women's MMA and, just MMA in general. He said, are you going to, go out of boxing and completely just, comment on MMA? Okay, and I'm gonna answer it like this. Before I started making boxing videos, I did promotional videos, and I promoted different athletes at my gym. I even did a promo video for Angela Whitney and JoJo Baars. I did a promo for them, and it was more of a motivational, inspirational promotion. That's what I do. I still do those videos to this day. I will put the link of that video in the description. Okay, I'll put the link, and you can see what kind of work that I do. I do like a lot of narrative work. I do like a lot of motivational speaking. I do a lot of stuff like that. And so that's what I did before I started just talking about boxing. And I have been talking about a lot more MMA, specifically women's MMA. And see, I'm more of the, I am Christian. And I felt that I was called to really talk about women's MMA. And I felt because one day I had a women's MMA fighter, she, started looking at a lot of my content. And she asked me, she said, Coach, why don't you cover our sport? Why don't you ever say anything about what we do in this? And, I kind of told her, well, I'm not really into women's MMA. And she said, well, I think you'll notice that there's a lot of stuff going on in women's MMA. She just said, there are not a lot of people with your passion to cover our sport. That's what this woman told me. So I started really getting into women's MMA because even when I was a fighter, some of the injustices, that things that were happening to women, it was ridiculous. And a brother named The Sweet Science, he asked me, Coach, drop a video one day about the things that happened to some of these women. And I think I'm going to do that because some of the stuff I saw, man, it was borderline crazy, man. But so that's why I started, really reporting women's MMA and combat sports because there's not a lot of people really getting involved and trying to promote that. And so I started promoting the Baars and Whitley fight, and I got a lot of good feedback, a lot of response, and they've got, more fans following them. And Angela Whitley even texted me and said, Coach, I've got following. I've got people actually following me now because you decided to go above and beyond. So I take that, those compliments highly, man. And, that's just how it is. But I want y'all to look at why the coach, and I got to promise you, the coach is never going away. The coach is never going away. With that being said, I want y'all to take a look at what's on the screen. Look at the confusion that you see on the screen. Are you confused by looking at this? Because I was making it, okay? First, you got Bob Arum who said, look, Adrien Broner is not on Manny Pacquiao level. They want Danny Garcia. I have to concur with Bob Arum. Adrien Broner could not defeat Manny Pacquiao. People, that's just how it is. Manny Pacquiao is a B+, A- fighter. Adrien Broner, at best, is a C+ fighter right now. Now, we know that Broner has the potential to be an A fighter. Definitely is there. But will Broner go and really master the gifts and the skill sets that would make him an A fighter? Okay, Broner has all the tools. We say that over and over. And, Broner now, he's been working out. Okay, I'll give him that. He's been working out. And, some of the Instagram photos that he's posted, you can definitely tell that he's really been taking, that jail time this time I think has done something to him. And I hope that he's going to keep this up. I hope that he is going to do that. I hope he's going to stay out the media. And I hope he's going to focus, man. And if he does that, Broner is definitely going to be definitely an A fighter. But I will not condone his dysfunctional behavior. I will not do it. And if he does it, I'm going to call him out on it every time, and that's just the way that is. But Manny Pacquiao defeats Broner. He does, okay? And I don't have any doubt, man. And I know the game plan that Pacquiao would use to defeat Broner. Would Danny Garcia and Adrien Broner be a good fight? That'll be a great fight. That'll be a good fight. It'll actually be, in my opinion, more of a 50-50 fight. But I would give the edge to Danny Garcia because what Danny Garcia and Angel Garcia would do, they would do what Kenny Porter and Sean Porter did. They would do what Marcos Maidana did. Because Kenny Porter even said that they looked at Adrien Broner fight Marcos Maidana. That's what Kenny Porter said, and they employed some of the same tactics. Now, Sean was already a pressure fighter, but you actually saw Sean doing some of those things that Maidana did. Sean did a lot of stuff that Maidana did in that fight. And, of course, it's successful. The blueprint on beating Adrien Broner is out there. It's already there, okay? But Adrien Broner has the ability to change the blueprint. And what I mean by that is that Adrien Broner can work. He needs to work on how to fight a pressure fighter. If he's constantly doing that 24/7, I guarantee you guys that put pressure on Adrien Broner, they won't have that success again. Okay? But I can see Danny Garcia actually trying to put pressure on Broner. I can see it all day long, and that's what he would do. Now, Danny Garcia possibly would fight Adrien Broner. I hope he would, but neither one of these two, they're not going to fight Manny Pacquiao. No matter what, even if Bob Arum said, here's $6 million, they still won't fight him because they don't want that work. And I've said this before, Adrien Broner and Danny Garcia, they don't want that work. They just don't. They don't want to lose. Adrien Broner really don't want to take another loss in his career right now. And Danny Garcia don't want a loss at all. He's not going to take that fight. And they know for a fact if the fight goes 12 rounds that the judges are going to give it to Manny Pacquiao. Even if the fight is close, Pacquiao's going to win. They don't want that work, and they don't want to risk that. See, Pacquiao to these two is a bigger risk than Pacquiao losing to them. Because Pacquiao done already lost, man. One thing I say about Pacquiao done been smacked around the ring. He'd been knocked out. Look, man, Pacquiao don't care if he lose again. Well, let me take that back. Yes, he do. Yes, he do. Because then there's Terrence Crawford on the screen. Yeah, he do care about losses. And Terrence Crawford would beat all of them. People, that's just the way that is. Terrence Crawford would beat everybody you see on the screen. Okay, he beat Broner. He beat Pacquiao. He beat Garcia. And you know what? I should have put Keith Thurman on here, but I even think Crawford could probably beat Keith Thurman. That's just my opinion, okay? I think that he probably could. Because Crawford is on another level skill-wise. He just is. Like where you have these two that are probably C+, maybe Danny Garcia is a B- fighter. Crawford is an AA- fighter. I mean, Crawford already has the skill set to beat all of these guys. Pacquiao don't want no parts of Crawford. Do y'all see how this thing is a ducking chain? Pacquiao don't want to fight Crawford because he ducked Crawford. Garcia and Broner don't want to fight Pacquiao because they say that, he ain't getting enough money, so they ducking Pacquiao. It's a duck. I don't care how you say it. Well, he needs more money. It's a duck. I don't care if he was being offered $1,000 and Pacquiao say, look, I'll fight you, and you say no. It's kind of a duck. Now, $1,000 is a ridiculous amount of money, so don't get hung up on that. But what I'm trying to use it for, a reference in the video. These guys are ducking each other. Now, do I see Danny Garcia and Adrien Broner fight? I hope that fight would happen. I would rather see them fight each other than to fight Pacquiao because it'll be one-sided. It'll be completely one-sided, or if it go to scorecards, we know that Pacquiao going to win. That's just the way that is. That's just the way that is. Okay? That's how it is. So Bob Arum not a dummy. He been in a negotiating room since the 70s, man. Bob Arum not stupid. He may be dumb, and he might be senile, but he's not stupid. And he actually know how to make some money. Now, he going to cheat people out of their money. Yeah, he's going to do that. That's what Bobby going to do. But, Bob Arum know how to make $1. And he knows for a fact that the fight will generate a lot of revenue. But he knows that Danny Garcia and Adrien Broner, he already know that he can pay him $4 million and not 10. And I'm sure that Bob Arum, if he fought Broner, yeah, he know that fight would be a big financial fight. Oh, yeah, huge. And he probably could get away with paying Adrien Broner about $10 million. He probably could, but he won't. Because he knows that Adrien Broner is not worth $10 million because Adrien Broner don't have the fights on his resume. He just don't, folks, and that's just the way that is. Adrien Broner don't have the people on his resume. Danny Garcia, they don't have the resumes for Bob Arum to say, here's $10 million. It's just not going to happen. So Bob Arum know the game as well. He know the game, and he know he ain't got to pay them. Now, see, if Bob Arum was dealing like with a Floyd Mayweather, he have to because for once, Floyd got a resume, and two, Floyd is a bigger household name. He is. Broner and Garcia, for all intents and purposes, they're not household names. They just not. We as casual fans, we know who these guys are because we talk boxing. But the average Joe Blow, they don't know who these guys are. The average Joe Blow, yeah, he know who Pacquiao is. The average Joe Blow, yeah, he know who Mayweather is. They do. They know Cotto. They know Canelo. They don't know these two. They don't know Crawford. They don't know Thurman. So these guys, they not going to get them paydays. And that's just the way that is. This is your boy, Coach Shelton Harrison. What are you guys waiting on? Subscribe. I'm done.